Hi Scorpio, I'm Ronique and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are well. Today we're going to talk about the February month ahead for 2023. If you haven't already liked, subscribed, commented, given my videos a thumbs up, it would really help my channel grow and I would appreciate if you would. There's a lot of content on Scorpio Soul Time. Please take a look at the beginning tarot reading playlist that you can learn about the major arcana and then the four suits, as well as each lunation cycle, new moon and full moon, and the month aheads I publish for each sign every month. So I would love if you delve into the playlist, okay? Okay, Scorpio, so we as the collective are opening up February with a lot of new momentum. We had that Aquarius new moon that we ended January with, and so we have all planets direct until the end of April, which is a great initiating energy, great to be able to get out there and figure out what new goals you have for the 2023. But it's also a great time, Scorpio, just to examine, what no longer is serving you, how you would like to move through this year with better purpose. So let's get right into it. We're going to pull 2 cards for each week of February. Please refer to the description box below for all of the important dates for February. Also, if you haven't already, you can visit scorpiosoultime.com where I also have all this information. Okay, Scorpio, let's look at the first week. We start off the month with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Temperance card in the upright position. So already starting off the month, a lot of energy there with 2 major arcana cards. Second week of the month, we do have the Hangman. Several signs are getting this Hangman. I just did Libra's reading. They also got the Hangman. A few other signs have been getting the Hangman, and it's interesting to see which signs are getting this, whether you are trying to seek clarity around a subject or possibly being enlightened. I think that's a really interesting theme now that we have all the planets direct. You also have the 8 of Cups, Scorpio, that second week of the month, possibly moving away from something that's no longer emotionally fulfilling. That third week, we have the Devil card, Capricornian energy there, as well as the 6 of Cups, possibly someone coming in from your past. We end the month with the Page of Cups and the 7 of Wands. All right, and so let's go ahead and pull an overarching theme for the month of February for Scorpio, just to see what is that overarching theme that we are working with. All right, so 3 of Swords. Interesting that you got that because it kind of felt like your cards were like sticking. So I'm actually gonna pull also the bottom card, and look at that, you got the Magician. It's like I felt like there was like something that wanted to come out, but then I felt like, okay, let me pull one more. So we're gonna do that Magician, and we're going to do, and that next one's the Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay, so you all are basically the first ones I've kind of have 2 cards overarching theme for the month of February. Scorpio, I would invite you to watch Taurus's video as well, because I believe they got the 3 of Swords in reverse, usually means healing. But I was explaining to Taurus that there is this energy with you two that, especially because we've had these Scorpio Taurus eclipse themes for the last 18 months, or it will be 18 months once we finish up here in the spring with you all. There is just like this emotional healing that you all are going through. And so I just feel like there's these nodes of like you not feeling the best because you're just trying to find your place after all the changes that have been going on since the end of 2021. But it's nice to see it paired up with the Magician, because what that is symbolizing to me, Scorpio, is that you have all the tools, you just may not have realized it, and so you haven't put them all into action. So keep that in mind as you're going through February. Even if there's some disappointment, even if there's some things that you're healing from, that Magician card is symbolizing like you got the tools, you got this, you just don't realize it. And I feel like your spirit guides are going to be helping you along the way. So don't fret that 3 of Swords, okay? Let's see, let's make sure we can get them both into the camera frame here. All right, I'll just kind of put them like this. I want to make sure you all can see them. Okay, so that first week of February, we do open up the month with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Temperance card, both major arcana cards. The Sun squares Uranus on February 3rd, so I'm already sensing that there's going to be quite a bit of out of the blue information that comes through, not knowing, you know, people coming into our lives we weren't expecting, maybe messages in our inbox we weren't expecting. There just seems like there's something going to kind of come out of the blue for many of us. But I think that with that Wheel of Fortune and the Temperance card is trying to help Scorpio. They're trying to, like, your angel guides are trying to explain to you, just have patience. Trust the process. You do not need to know, like, even though it might seem like this is unfortunate or this is something you weren't planning on, it doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. And so I feel like that Temperance card is like, be patient, let the dust settle, you know, just keep going, and it's all going to be clear in the future, okay? By the time we get to that second week of February, I feel like clarity moves in. And so I feel like you're not quite so disheveled from the information at the beginning of the month. We have that Leo full moon on February 5th. Mercury exits its shadow actually on the 7th. And then Mercury moves into Aquarius on the 11th. So this, to me, Scorpio, is showing how that Hangman in reverse is enlightenment. You're really coming into your own, and you're like, you know what, whatever this was, that news was at the beginning of the month that like jolted me out of wherever, like I didn't realize where that came from. You're now like moving on from that, and it could be job related, it could be a relationship, it could be you just trying to get better clarity as to what is serving you and what is no longer serving you, Scorpio. I feel like by the time you get to that Sun moving into Pisces, that third week of February around the 18th, the Sun is conjunct Saturn on the 16th though. So that could also bring up, you know, remember Saturn is in Aquarius, and then the Sun is still in Capricorn, but at the very ending degree, or Aquarius, excuse me, the Sun is at the very ending degree of Aquarius at that time. So really be patient, because that Capricornian energy of the devil and yourself, you're kind of like doing that analysis process where you're kind of like thinking you should have done something and maybe you shouldn't have. But the 6 of Cups, I think, is going to help you realize what it is you need to move away from and what is it you need clarity around. Don't let that devil kind of like make you spiral again. You know what I'm saying? Like, stay true to what it is that you learned up here in the first few weeks of February, and don't let that Capricornian devil energy come in to suck you dry. And you may have someone from your past who helps you kind of stay true to yourself. By the time we end the month, Scorpio, with the Page of Cups and the 7 of Wands, don't be surprised if someone is really lending you some emotional help. I feel like that 6 of Cups, when you moved away from something back there in the beginning, those first few weeks of February, by the time you end the month, you're in a much better place, but it's just a busier place. I feel like the momentum of the month is really going to start picking up for you after Mercury moves into Aquarius. We have that Pisces Super New Moon on the 20th and Venus moves into Aries. And that is when I feel like you all are going to come into your own. I feel like you're going to have a lot of emails, people trying to get at you, a lot of conferences. It feels like there's a lot of support around you that you didn't maybe realize you had at the beginning of the month. But overall, Scorpio, I think that this is going to be a month of you kind of getting your footing. And like I said, going back to that Three of Swords and the Magician, you have everything you need, but you're just going to have to be patient with yourself to figure it all out. And it may not all be clear until we get into March, okay? All right, Scorpio, take a look at your sun, moon, and rising sign videos, and I will talk to you later.